Hi guys, welcome back to another week of trading the DAC, and this week, oh my god, you guys really aren't ready for this week. I was struggling quite a bit as we did meet some unforeseen challenges. Honestly, it was pretty painful at times, and this week did force me to go back and realign myself with, my whole process and everything, but yeah, surely the funded account will be alright, right? Alright, so looking at the start of the week, we do seem to be pretty bullish. Looking at the chart, we do have some nice confluences, which we are currently respecting. Plus, we have some unfilled confluences above, which we could use as a target. And we are aligning on the low time frame too, with a 15-minute plus 5-minute order block, which we are also respecting. And these imbalances overlapped with a 15-minute discount zone too, so it's just overall a great range for price to play in. And I want to wait for some more manipulation though, as we are accumulating above that level. And the setup ended up running without me. Like, looking at price, I was like, perhaps I should be patient and just wait for price to break on the 1 minute, but no. Price ended up just railing higher for the daily candle, so I couldn't really get into the setup without the risk to reward being real nasty. And since that was the case, I decided to just call it a day there. With price being so, price just shot up so fast, and I definitely think that I could improve on my discretion, as I could have taken the setup off of the 1 minute inverse fair value gap formation after we got that manipulation lower and got some really good volume too. But since I hesitated, I ended up missing out on the setup, so what was a day with a fire setup ended up with me just having to sit on my hands. Alright, so coming to today, we do feel a bit, to be honest, I'm a little confused with today. We have some bullish confluences, but liquidity is telling me bearish. We do have quite a strong hourly wick sweep and some low resistance liquidity below, which is more bearish. Though for the confluences, we do have a 4-hour fair value gap and a 1-hour inverse fair value gap. Very, very peculiar, I must say. And low time frame really wasn't that much better, as we were just retesting into some more bullish confluences. Perhaps seeing the reaction of these confluences could give me an idea for how price could move, but right now, I just want to be more patient and wait for some more clear signs. And the setup did come quite quickly, as we did get some nice manipulation down to sweep out the prominent internal low. And since we got that, I just wanted to see some proof of strong volume for the distribution move, which we did get with a 1 minute inverse fair value gap, and that's where I entered. And we did run really nicely and formed really well on the 5 minute actually, which allowed me to even top up on the setup. And we were going to hit my TP right now. Alright, so the setup today was honestly fire. It was a real nice A+ setup that I honestly was pretty happy finding, as we were in some pretty hard to read conditions in my opinion. And we ended up getting edged though, which is always fun. But yeah, I ended up getting hit at break even, which is all good. Break evens are what helps my model stay profitable in the long term, and this is just one of those days where I get edged like crazy. It's quite unfortunate, but I do know it's the right play in the end. And since that's the case, I don't mind at all. Alright, so looking at the chart today, we do look to be pretty bearish. Some of the juiciest confluences I've seen in a fat minute, as we do have a 4-hour order block and a 1-hour fair value gap, which price is currently respecting. And we also have a wick sweep of the highs too, which adds on way more to this bias. And looking deeper, we do have some nice low time frame confluences too, which we are also respecting. And this level also overlaps with the 1-hour fair value gap too, so that's just overall a really clean setup. I do think we could come up to take out this internal draw on liquidity here before pushing lower though, as that would create a nice protected high for us to use. And lucky the setup did form pretty quickly, as we got that internal wick sweep that I wanted, plus a 1 minute shift with really strong volume. Since that distribution move was running really well with good volume, plus we got that confirmation that I wanted, I ended up entering into the setup. And we ran hella quickly with the power of market open, and we hit our break-even point pretty quickly, which was pretty fire. And we finally we got our first win of the No. Okay, so wow, no words for today. It was just crazy that price decided to reverse like that, and I think that the setup today was really good and that the volume was coming through too. Break even came in clutch again and saved us from an L, but bro, back-to-back break evens is crazy. It's all good though, we'll keep it pushing. I'll say next time I'll probably go for partials, but yeah, that's crazy, bro. Alright boys, so going into the charts overall, we do seem to be pretty bullish right now as we do have this 1 hour breaker that we broke through before, and we are retesting this 4 hour level which is conflicted with that long bias though, and we do have a cluster of LRLs here which we are looking to sweep out, and I do think that we could use this as a target if price still hasn't taken out this level by the time I can trade. And the low time frame was showing that uptrend too with some nice confluences to continue pushing price higher. I do want to see price retest a bit lower though, perhaps getting a shift on the 1 minute which would really allow me to get into the setup. I don't really see another move after the highs get taken out though, as today's price action really doesn't look to be the cleanest. But coming into the setup, we did get a retest and a 1 minute shift that I wanted, and since we got a clean break with decent volume too, I decided to take the setup. And price was running decently well at the start, not really the most like decently well, but still it was running. And I kept an eye on ES though, as it was pushing higher as well. We did start to stall out close to these highs though, and with ES sweeping out the cluster of LRLs too, I decided to just take out my setup there after seeing this wick get formed too. And that's when price decided to rip even higher and hit my TP, so... Okay, lucky this week has been pretty wild. To be fair, I know that yesterday was my fault for not locking profits, and today is just like, I could have moved to break even and let price try to run, but I just took out the setup right there. This is in hindsight though, and probably taking out the setup was the more logical play since that wick got formed, plus ES swept out the high, but honestly still this shit has me fucked up. Alright guys, so coming into the charts today, I do feel quite bullish in the current moment. Yes, we are retesting into these bearish imbalances over here, but overall market structure does look like we're going to respect the longs more with this 1 hour order block. And low time frame is aligning with that bias too, as we do have an internal low sweep which creates a nice protected low for me to use. And we do have some good targets above, which makes me very interested in the buys right now. And if we do get the confirmation that we need for the setup, then I'll be happy to take it. We did get a setup though, the shift wasn't too strong. I didn't mind though, as I don't want to overthink my model, and the model was present, so I decided to take it. Initially I was targeting this -1 point, but as market developed further, we got this wick down lower to develop a new protected low and a new high low range on the 5 minute, and I decided to adjust to that 5 minute range and target the -1 extension, as that was now a realistic target for me according to my model. And price did start getting some real nice volume, and we pushed up really well to sweep out the prominent highs, though this is where volume started to take a dip as we started to push lower. And we did make it to market open where, you guessed it, yeah, we did hit break even. Alright guys, honestly the setup today was all good. I'm pretty happy with the setup as it was a plus and everything was well defined, and this break even was more valid in my opinion, as volume really just wasn't there anymore, and I don't want to target negative risk to rewards as that just doesn't feel as good to me. I did refresh after yesterday's break even, so I do feel a lot more like equipped, you can say, to take this L, but damn bro, we got a full break-even week, which is fucking crazy. Alright guys, so as you can see, we had a real wondrous week. Beautiful break-evens all around, and I would have to say this was quite a hard week to push through. Obviously, this count is thriving a lot better than some other people's, as I didn't take that many L's this week, but I really was struggling mentally throughout this whole week with my mind constantly repeating to me what could have been. This was really an unhealthy place to be, but I did take a step back near the end of the week and realign myself with my goals and just being more process focused rather than outcome focused. I found myself being more drawn to outcome as this challenge has progressed, and I would say that this is partly because of the potential that can come from me doing well, but what's important is just staying loyal to that whole process that got me here in the first place, as sticking to that process and staying loyal will give me that replicability that I need if I want to make this into a stable career. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it for this week. I learned a lot from this week, and I hope that you guys can, you know, take my lesson of being more process focused. Don't like focus too much on everyday P&L, all that type of stuff. I hope you guys can apply that to your trading to further your guys' progress as well. And yeah, check out the Discord if you guys are interested. Just a chill place for everybody to, you know, talk and grow as traders, and everybody in this chill, so join up if you guys are keen. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.